Hello everyone, this is Richard Arnold again, and I'm doing a review today on a local brewery called Karbach Brewery, and the beer is a very well-known local IPA. It's called Hopadillo. So quickly before I start talking about the beer, I'll just give you a little bit about the brewery itself. The brewery's pretty new, actually. They only started in 2011, and they were a very local, up-and-coming brewery with really cool, different flavors of beers, and they were like experimenting with all kinds of aged barrel beers and those kinds of stuff. So they quickly became a local favorite. All the bars love carrying it. There's a lot of bars in Houston that love carrying all the local breweries because there's a ton of them right now in Houston, Dallas, Texas, Fort Worth area. But anyway, there was sort of a disappointment about the brewery around 2016. I think it was like November, because they were bought by Anheuser-Busch. And so it was kind of disappointing because they were no longer an independent small local brewery, but now, you know, this big conglomerate's come over. It's most likely gonna water down all their beers and make them taste like crap, like a regular Busch does. So anyway, but luckily they didn't do that, and they have let Karbach run its course, and they are still a great brewery, and they keep experimenting with different breweries. And because it's a local brewery, I was able to go over there. So we're going to the brewery right now. Let me show you the front of it. So take it away, Gibby. Hey, I'm here at the Karbach Brewery. I decided I'm gonna do a little bit more than just review the beer, drink the beer, and read about the beer. But it'll be cool if I can actually go to the brewery and kind of get a feeling and an atmosphere of the brewery. See, this is actually the brewery right here. They're brewing it right here. So it's a small brewery, and they make all these cool beers. I'll do a little bit more videos inside. Adios. Okay, that was just a few seconds of the front of the brewery. So anyway, the beer we're talking about is, of course, I'm kind of partial to IPAs. This is a Hopadillo. That's the name of it. Oh, I forgot to mention, Karbach Brewing Company. The name is probably the most unoriginal name I have ever heard, even though Karbach sounds like a weird name. It's the name of the street. It's the name of the street where they built the brewery. So they figure, I don't know, maybe the partners couldn't agree on a name, so they decided to name them after a freaking street. So this is Hopadillo. This is an IPA. In the levels of IPAs, some other reviews I've seen about this, they say, oh, it's so bitter, and I don't really find it that bitter. And in the IBU scale, which is the bitterness scale, it's only a 65, so it's like in the middle. For IPAs, it's not a lot. This is a 6.6% ABV, which is alcohol by volume. And in the IPA world, by the IPA world, and this is a style beer brewing. And most of you know it's a Indian Pale Ale. So they tend to be more hoppy. They have a lot more hops, and they tend to have a little bit more alcohol content. So when I say this is a 6.6 and it's in the lower to medium range, it's of IPAs, but it's definitely higher than most lagers out there. Like a typical Busch, Coors, those things have like 4% alcohol. I mean, you can buy a Heart lemonade that has more alcohol than a Coors. So this the 6.6 for IPAs is not a lot, because typical IPAs go from 5.5 to like 9. And you can even find them like specialty seasonal beers. You go up to 18%. So I recommend don't buy those unless you really know what you're getting into, because they have very unique tastes. But anyway, before I pop this bad boy open, I want to take you to inside the bar of Hopadillo, of Karbach, so you can see how they kept their independence in the sense of brewing, and they have just tons of beers that you can only buy there at the bar, and they're like aged barrels, and they almost have a taste of whiskey. And because we're in Houston and huge Mexican population, they also have beers that mimic jalapenos and hot sauce and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, let's go to the bar. Take it away, Gibby. So we're inside Karbach Brewery. They have a nice restaurant and they have a little bar here. Pretty cool little bar. And this is their menu, and those beers right there are like the ones right there you find at the supermarket. And that right there, that's the good menu. That's where they have all those specialty beers, like brandy barrel, really custom beers, craft beers, and you can only get them in this restaurant. You will not see them in supermarkets. So this is the inside of the restaurant bar. So we're gonna go outside in the lounge and I'll take a shot of that. Okay, so you saw the bar has a really nice selection of beers. So we're gonna pop this bad boy. I'm not trying this for the first time, but I haven't drunk in it a long time. When I first came to Houston, and I started liking IPAs, I did try this, and I thought at the time it was a very, very good beer. But now that I am a lot more experienced in different kinds of IPAs, like West Coast IPAs and New England style IPAs, Belgians, and this, they call it Texas IPA. There's really no such thing. I think they made it up. But we'll see what Texas IPAs taste like. Pour it in my trusty glass. Well, it's not a New England style because it's a filter IPA and it's clear. You can see it clear. It does have a really nice color to it and pretty good head, even though I kind of splashed it a little bit. We'll see. It smells really good. You can smell the hops. Man, spring probably leaves you a mustache. It does have a little bitterness to it. Now that I compare it against many other more experienced breweries, and I know that Karbach has also come up with a couple other IPAs, and this is not their only one. But I find it a little lacking. The aftertaste is not good, not good enough. It doesn't seem to have any kind of fruity flavors to it, and it's a little bitter, but without that, like a West Coast IPA is bitter, but there's just the fruits and there's a follow-up through it. I can't explain it, but it's delicious. This is a little short of a West Coast IPA, and has a little rough feeling tasting. It's not as smooth. It smells good, looks good. It's not bad. Somebody gave me this beer in a party and I drink this, I'll be glad to drink it, but I definitely wouldn't put it in my top 10. But they sell here everywhere, and they're very popular. And I guess it's a blend. It seems like it's lacking. It doesn't have enough ingredients, and it's supposed to have like 5 different hops. So I'm not sure what's missing, but I don't know. Maybe just me. But 1 to 10, and the IPA world, I'll give it maybe a 5. But anyway, I hope you enjoy this video, my information on Hopadillo, the Karbach. You can buy this almost everywhere in Houston. You can buy it like in the HEBs, or you can buy it, of course, in Specs or Total Wines. And it's pretty inexpensive beer. You could even buy it in the stadiums. So anyway, see you later, suckers.